Not gonna lie, this one was hard to watch. Dan Bongino was completely emotional, full of tears, and just completely broken up over the fact that this is his last appearance on the Dan Bongino show for the foreseeable future. You know, maybe the next 4 years. I mean, this morning, March 17th, he was just sworn in as the deputy FBI director under Kash Patel, and he's going to be helping in a huge capacity there. But this was really emotional. I mean, the man has 6.7 million followers on social media, and he's making a sacrifice to work for the government now. And again, it's for the greater good of our country, but you could tell the passion that this man had for giving his thoughts and his ideas and sharing insider info. And we're also going to show you a couple other clips that might foreshadow just what this man is going to do now that he is in the FBI. One of them has to do with Hillary Clinton, and the other has to do with the botched, or with the Trump attempt on Trump's life in July, and how he responded to that. So let's watch this video here of Dan. Again, it was tough to watch, but let's get right into it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you like this content that we're putting out every week. My name is Clayton Kearns from TrendyPolitics.com. Let's get right into it.
I'm really just a little bit overwhelmed. Because, you know, with the show and all the clips and having everybody here, it's the energy kind of just distracts you from the reality of, you know, what's about to happen. And it really hit me this morning. I want you to know how much I love you guys. I mean that. You know, people throw that term around, but I really love you guys. I feel like I've met so many of you. Some of you I've never even seen, whether it was Eric or Jeremy on the radio show. I chose early on to interact with my audience in kind of a different way, and it's paid me back so many dividends. And there's nothing more incredible than going out at a book signing and someone goes, hey, how'd that treat you gave Lucy the other day work out? And you're like, how'd you know that? Like, you said it on the radio. I'm like, I did? Like, you know, that people, the relationship seems so asymmetric at times. Like, you know about me, but I don't know about you. But I know all I need to know about you, which is you've been there for me when I needed you. And to walk away from this was, I promise you, was not easy. But I absolutely know that this was the right thing to do. I've told you over and over, but that measure the effectiveness of what you do in your life by how people who stand and tell you to stop react. And the reaction has been exactly what I expected. I promise you this, I'm going there with a clear mission in mind. I go there with a clear head. This was done for the right reasons. And I am really, really, really going to miss doing this and being here with you every day. From this point on, if you follow me on deep breath, see, breathe in, it's easier. My social media accounts are not going to be abandoned, but I won't be posting about politics. It'd be inappropriate during my time. There's understandable restrictions on that, which make perfect sense. But you can still follow me. I'll be opening up different accounts and official accounts and things like that. But I have to stay out of the political space because it's the right thing to do and it's the rules. And I hope you understand that. I'm not going there to be some partisan. I know the people who hate my guts in the media. I don't expect you to understand that. The idea of putting aside your politics to do a job is definitely foreign to you. I totally get that, but it's not to me. You know, I proudly protected 2 Democrat presidents and a Republican. No problem at all. I'm not sure you could do that, but I did. And now it's a different protection role.
Dang.
So I still got a radio show to do, which is crazy. How I'm going to get through that. So I'll end as I began.
Dang, that's emotional.
I'll see you guys on the other side. Thank you. That was hard, man.
Wow, 3 more hours.
Yeah. 3 more hours to go.
He's just a great guy, and honestly, like I said, it's so hard to watch. You can just feel his passion. You can feel that this is what was giving him life every single day, and he shared so much of his personal life and so many of his thoughts and ideas. And like, I know this too as someone who comments on politics. Like, it's fun to get your ideas out there, and this man has built a platform far bigger than I ever will. So I can't even imagine the magnitude, the weight that he feels walking away from this. But again, like he said, there are rules and he follows them. He's like straight up calling out the media. I don't know if they could do that, right? I don't know if they could sit there and protect a Republican president, because let's be honest, most of the media was kind of not very happy when, let's just say, I don't want to, mess up the YouTube algorithm here, but let's just say that the event in July with President Trump on the 13th, with the ear, let's just say a lot of the media members wished that would have happened a different way. Let's just say they wished for a different outcome than what actually happened. Many liberals were very open about that. And, we've seen the media just slander Trump, but I know that Dan Bongino is going to Congress to do the right thing. And this was this morning, about hour and a half ago, the FBI posted after his swearing-in ceremony as FBI Deputy Director, Dan Bongino paid his respects at the White House Wall of Honor, honoring the brave members of the FBI who made the ultimate sacrifice and reflecting on the legacy of those who paved the way in the pursuit of justice and security. And he's just been getting a great, welcome. Rep. Anna Paulina Luna said, this morning, Dan Bongino has officially been sworn into the FBI. America, say hello to your new Deputy FBI Chief. The deep state's worst nightmare has arrived. And this is here what he said about Hillary Clinton a few years back. And, this tweet here got 1 million views. He says, Dan Bongino will start working at the FBI tomorrow. Throwback to what he said about Hillary Clinton. I found Mrs. Clinton to be the most deceptive, manipulative, political person of position of power that I've ever met in my life.
I found Mrs. Clinton to be the most deceptive human being, manipulative, political person in a position of power I'd ever met in my entire life. It wasn't so much that she was a liar. It was that she did it and she deceived and manipulated with such ease. I found Mrs.
And that man is now working in the FBI under Kash Patel. And you've got to imagine that they are scared to death. Now we're going to finish off the video here with one of his most viral clips ever of him absolutely excoriating the left and the Biden administration for their failure of that day on July 13th, where President Trump almost lost his life. Let's take a look at what he had to say about that. We're not going to watch this whole thing, but just buckle up, Deep State. Buckle up, FBI, because this man is now the number 2 man at the FBI.
Well, thanks for your time. Thank you for doing this. Sound okay? Everybody hear me back there? Yeah. Great. Fantastic. Listen, let's just get right to the point. This was an apocalyptic security failure. A man was murdered in front of his family. 3 people were shot on live television, including President Trump in the head, who came within 2 millimeters of having his head explode on national television in front of millions of people. There's no sugarcoating it. It's no time for BS. Unfortunately, as Congressman Crane and Mills both indicated, the story seems to have been vanquished to the phantom zone of media coverage. It's amazing how we're still talking about JFK's assassination, but nobody seems to want to talk about President Trump being shot in the head on national television, despite the fact that we have no answers. So I have 5 minutes, so I want to keep it quick, and I want to make 3 points. I worked in the Secret Service for 12 years. I loved it. I worked with some really amazing men and women who gave everything. I mean, a couple of them literally gave everything. I know guys who've gotten bizarre diseases overseas, like chikungunya fever and protection operations. Everybody gave a little bit of something in the Secret Service, and it was a real honor to say I was part of it. But they have 3 institutional problems, I believe, in the macro will help us get to the bottom of how this Secret Service apocalyptic failure won't happen again. First, they have a technology problem. The joke in the Secret Service, which is just sadly no longer funny when I was there, and it wasn't funny then either, is they rely on yesterday's technology tomorrow. Think about that. Yesterday's technology tomorrow. Everything from computer systems that waste agents' times, filling out time and attendance records they were doing, to Congressman Crane and I discussing the fact that they only implemented slings, a technology as old as the wheel, about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years into my time in the Secret Service, which is embarrassing. The weaponry was old, everything was old. These are things I would have talked about sooner if they didn't create a security crisis, and I obviously didn't want to air them publicly. Now you're seeing what happens when you don't have a drone up at a site you could have bought for $39.99 on Amazon. Second, another adage in the Secret Service, you've heard even the new acting director discuss, is the more with less approach. There is no more with less, there's less with less, okay? The Secret Service more with less approach only works if you produce more. That's how capitalism works. You produce a flat screen TV that was probably 20 years ago, $10,000. It's $200 at Walmart now. They produce a better TV with less. That's not what the Secret Service did. They produced less with more. They were given more money and produced less. A 20-year-old criminal outsmarted them on a $40 drone technology piece of device. You're telling me that's more with less? That's disgusting. That's nothing with less. That's less with more. Their budget went up. You guys know you're appropriators. You know that. Third, and I'll wrap it up with this, turn it over to Mr. Prince. The investigative mission, the Secret Service, that they're telling you they need to make them better agents is total crap. That's garbage. Their agents are talented, smart people. They can figure out how to do protection without running out cheap $20 counterfeit notes at 7-Eleven on a Friday night while the president's getting shot in the head. How is it we have a DEA, we have an FBI, we have TIGTA, the IRS, CBP, and 1,000 other entities with a $6 trillion budget, which I know a lot of you guys have been fighting against this grotesque spending. $3 billion goes to the Secret Service, and we're wasting time running out counterfeit notes. It's a serious problem, counterfeiting. Granted, it might be a legacy item. They started doing counterfeiting. That's not what we do now. Get rid of the investigative mission, turn it over to other people, let them do what they do best and should do best. Protection. Thanks a lot for your time. Thank you for doing this. Thanks to the panelists as well.
It's clear that this man has far more knowledge than anyone has had at the Secret Service for a long time. And I think that when it comes to law enforcement, when it comes to his work in the FBI, he is going to have a profound impact. And I got to imagine that right now he is officially sworn in, the deep state is not too happy. And he is going to bring some big changes. He and Kash Patel is the most insane duo that I thought, I just never saw this coming. Thank God President Trump selected these men. So please comment below. Let me know what you think about Dan Bongino and his epic run in the world of political commentary, and now the next chapter of his life when it comes to serving our great country in the FBI. So like I said before, if you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, and we're coming out with new videos all the time. Have a great day.